Hello, hello. Welcome in. I am Tammy Mastroberti, best-selling author of the books The Universe is Talking to and The Higher Help Method. And I teach people how to tap into the higher help line of the universe using simple spiritual tools. And today, my thing is off, so let me just fix this on Facebook. Today is, oh my gosh, it's August 1st. So it's the first day of August. I can't even believe that I'm saying that to you right now. But it is the first day of August. And interestingly enough, I realized August 4th, which is this Sunday, right? So today is Thursday. So August 4th is an interesting day because August 4th is a new moon, which is cool. So great energy for planting seeds. So August 4th is a new moon, but it is also the first day of Mercury Retrograde in August. We've had a few Mercury retrogrades. Sometimes it's like 3 times, sometimes it's 4 times, depending on the calendar. But Mercury Retrograde is starting also on August 4th. So August 4th is a crazy energy day. And the Mercury retrograde will go from August 4th to August 28th, I believe. And then we don't have another one until November 25th through December. Is it 15th, 13th, 15th, I think. Why should we care? Because we can utilize the energy of the universe for different things in our life. I teach that all the time. And there's a lot of spiritual tools that we have available to us to utilize the energy around us, so that we can create things in our life, change things for the better, feel better, all of that. So, and that's really what the higher help method is about. So I wanted to talk to you about number one, a simple new moon ritual that you can do this Sunday, because it is a new moon. And then also we're just going to talk a little bit about Mercury retrograde and what it means, and some things you can just keep in mind to get through it, because the energy sometimes gets a little wacky. So let's start with the new moon. New moon energy. So every month there's a new moon and a full moon at different times. New moon energy is really amazing for setting intentions, for planting seeds for things that you want to manifest in the future. So full moon, I always look at more for releasing, and new moon, I look at for planting new, right? So when it comes to the new moon energy, it's a really great time to sort of get clear on what you want and set your intention for what it is you want to create. So the first step of the higher help method, and I've done whole videos on it, is to get clarity on what you want. What is it that I would like to create? You can do anything that you're working on now. You can say in the next 30 days and then do it again for another new moon, or you can just continually set intentions for something that you're trying to achieve that might take longer. To get clear on what you want, easiest way to do that is to look at the areas of your life that you are not happy in and ask yourself what you don't like about those areas of your life. And then ask yourself, what would I like to see instead? So just take some time before Sunday or Sunday morning to think about, what are the seeds that I want to plant? What are the things I'd like to create new in my life right now? And then I would make a list of the things that you're trying to create. You can list it in a positive statement, like I am now creating X, Y, and Z. You can list it in as though it's already happened. I now have X, Y, and Z. Or you can just list the things out, however you are comfortable doing it. And always at the bottom of that list, you're going to write this or something better, because you always want to leave it up to the universe to help you create something that's even better than what you're thinking that you might possibly want. because the universe knows way more than you do. So that's the first thing. You want to get clear on what you want. You want to write it down. You want to write this or something better. The ritual that you will do based on that would be you're going to call in higher help to assist you in creating these things. And then you're going to release that list in some way. You can rip it up and throw it out. You can go outside and burn it. You can buy something on Amazon called Flying Wish paper. Flying Wish paper, which I love because you literally light the pit light, like it's like these little squares. You can write your stuff on the squares and then you light like a corner or a piece of the paper and it literally flies away and then turns into ash. So you don't have to worry about like putting out fires or, anything like that. And it just sort of flies away into the universe. I love Flying Wish paper for these types of rituals. So I should have linked it below. I didn't even think about that, but you can find it on Amazon. And you call in the higher help. So depending on what you are trying to create, there's different higher helpers that you would call on. If you don't, and they're all listed in the Higher Help Method book. You can get that linked below on YouTube and Facebook and in my bio and Instagram. And it lists out all the different higher helpers depending on what it is you're trying to create, right? So you would call in those specific higher helpers, and you always want to ask them to assist you in the process, right? They do not manifest for you, you manifest. They assist you in noticing the things that can help you move forward. So you want to ask them, show me or help me notice, or send me the signs, the synchronicities, the ideas, the people, the opportunities that can assist me in creating this or something better now. And please help me recognize and act on them when they arrive. And that's really, it's a simple thing to do, right? But because you have that energy of the new moon, it's an ideal time to really get clear and set that intention for whatever it is you're trying to create. I like doing any type of creation or manifestation ritual around a new moon because you're harnessing the energy of the universe to assist your intention, to assist the energy of creation, and you're calling in those higher helpers to assist you in doing so, right? So thank you for liking the live, by the way. I saw somebody liked it. Please, if you enjoy, I always forget to say, if you enjoy my talks or what I'm saying, please hit the like button because it does help me out. And it just lets me know that you're liking what I'm saying. So thank you for that. So that's really the new moon thing that I like to do. The other thing for a new moon is you can put your crystals outside overnight to cleanse and recharge. The only caveat I would say is if it's a porous crystal like kyanite or selenite, or anything that, is kind of fragile, that you think, like some black tourmaline that I have is very fragile. It depends on the crystal, but if it's raining, you don't want to put that, you don't want to get it wet. But everything else you can certainly put outside for a new moon to cleanse and recharge. And it's just a really great way. Like if you are just even starting with the higher help method and you're trying to set your intentions on maybe the one thing you're trying to work on right now, just put that one thing down on the paper and send it out, send it out into the universe. It's just an ideal time. The new moon is an ideal time. So, and again, when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about, I realized, oh my gosh, it's so crazy that the new moon and the first day of Mercury retrograde are the same day, which is crazy. Now, Mercury retrograde, I don't get overly caught up in it. I'm not like obsessed with it, but it is real and there is energy involved in it, and it does mess some things up. So what is Mercury retrograde? It's sort of an optical illusion, to be honest with you, but how obviously all the planets are revolving around the sun, and there's certain times of the year where it appears from the Earth perspective, just the way that Mercury is passing Earth, it appears as though it's gone backwards instead of forward. it appears as though it's gone backwards. And astrologists say that that affects the energy, right? So, what does that, I just want to make sure I'm not missing comments. What does that mean? So here are some things like to just pay attention to or look out for around Mercury retrograde. First of all, you want to be aware of your communication with anyone, especially, relationships that maybe you struggle in or something like that. But you want to be aware of communication because Mercury retrograde can cause miscommunication, whether in writing, so like emails that you're sending or anything like that, or just actually speaking and communication. It is said that your decision making could be off, which is why people say don't sign big contracts, right? Because you can be confused. Your decision making could be off. You might miss something. If you do have to sign a contract, they say, make sure you read it carefully, check it 2-3 times before you're signing it during a Mercury retrograde. Because again, it's like that miscommunication, misunderstanding, confusion, things like that. It's caused travel delays or travel issues. So it's always like, make sure that you leave enough time. A big one that I've seen happen to me, because oftentimes it'll happen and I'll go, wait a minute, are we in Mercury retrograde? Technology issues. So strange technology things with your computers, your phones, any type of technology issue can pop up due to that energy of Mercury retrograde. And the other thing that I've heard people say is don't start a big project during Mercury retrograde. Again, because there's miscommunications, there's decision making can be off. Your energy can be off a little bit. So they say don't start something brand new during Mercury retrograde. Now, am I obsessive? I mean, I know people who will not sign a contract until the end of Mercury retrograde. I'm not overly obsessive about it, personally, but I'm aware of it. I pay attention to it. And I find often I will, if there's a technology issue, I'll go, oh, Mercury retrograde, of course, right? Like that type of a thing. So I tell you all this just to be aware, but don't allow it to stop you from doing things or anything like that. Don't stress yourself out too much about it, but just be aware. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde. Oh, of course there was a miscommunication. It's Mercury retrograde. Oh, of course the technology went awry. It's Mercury retrograde, right? And just sort of expect it and know. So here are the things that I would say would be good to pay attention to or do. Just know that if something does get delayed, if something does go awry, just be open to the fact that maybe you're being redirected or maybe something is being realigned, right? It doesn't always mean that it's a bad thing, right? I always say, everything happens for a reason. So if there's a delay, there's a reason. If there's something going on that doesn't work out, there's a reason. Can you blame Mercury retrograde? Yes, but there's still a reason, right? There's still something going on in your life. So don't, that's why I said don't be afraid of it, okay? But here are some things that you can do that might be a good thing to do during Mercury retrograde that it has been said the energy supports during Mercury retrograde. Decluttering. Great time to declutter during Mercury retrograde. It's just a time to start fresh, to get rid of the distractions, to get rid of the negative energy of these cluttery piles. I'm definitely going to be doing this a little bit in my own life, starting this weekend. My closet always winds up, I don't know why the floor of my closet always winds up a hot mess. So that's something that I'm going to clean, and just sort of, doing some of that decluttering that maybe you put off. This energy can support that, and it's a good thing to sort of start fresh and freshen up the energy. Another thing that people say to do is not necessarily to start a new project, but maybe go back to an old project that you were working on and revisiting that. That has been said that this energy can support sort of the going back to something that's already been created, but you're just furthering it along. Also, with the crazy energy, grounding yourself can be so good for you during this time. So going outside in nature, connecting with nature in some way, taking a walk outside, anything that can be very grounding to you will be helpful to your energy during this time as well. And again, just like revisiting old projects, like, reconnecting with friendships or making plans with friends to get out and do things that can be supportive for you during this time. So again, it's not something to be overly concerned about, but it's just something to be aware of. And like I said, when things happen, I go, oh, I get it. Technology issues. Oh, miscommunication. Oh, if I am signing something, let me go over it 3-4 times to make sure that I'm signing something that's correct. Like if you're buying a house or, any type of contract that you might be, a new job, anything like that. Don't not do it. Don't be like, I would love to take this job, but I have to wait until August 20, whatever. Right. But just be aware so that you're more careful. That's really all there is, to do with that. Again, it's not like a whole scary situation. But I just find it not strange. I find it interesting that the new moon and Mercury retrograde are starting together. And again, Mercury retrograde will go until, I think it's August 28th, 27th, 28th, I think. And then apparently it comes out of retrograde and goes back to normal, and the energy shifts back to regular stuff. But more importantly, if you are trying to create positive change in some area of your life, I would highly recommend doing some type of a ritual on Sunday, August 4th, to put that out into the world. And it starts with getting clear on what you want. Then you want to write that down. You write this or something better. You call in your higher help and you release it to the universe, waiting for it to send you some direction and help you notice. Really what it's about is sort of sending you these signs and waking you up to things that can help you move forward, right? Sometimes our life is so crazy that we can miss things. And so when you ask your angels, your guides, ascended masters, all your higher helpers, they will assist you in noticing these things. They will make sure that things cross your path. They can line up these opportunities and chance meetings and all of that to assist you in creating either what you want or something better. And so the new moon is a great time to start. So if you've just gotten the Higher Help Method book, you can start with this simple ritual before you even go through all the other stuff in the book. Just start with this simple ritual of, I'm going to figure out what I want, step 1, and then I'm going to ask the universe for help and send it out, and then I'm going to work on my energy and do some of the other exercises, depending on the area of your life that you're trying to make changes in. Go to that section of the book based on life area. So I wanted to point that out because, again, it came across. I was looking up stuff on Mercury retrograde because I actually had a question for an article someone was writing. And so I was looking up some stuff on that. And then I said, oh my gosh, it's the same day as the new moon. Okay, no, I have to do my weekly spirit boost on this and remind them that it's a new moon and that they can be setting these intentions on Sunday, the 4th. And just be aware of some of the Mercury retrograde stuff. And then again, we're good until the end of November. So like right after Thanksgiving, I guess, November 25th, whatever, or maybe is that, I don't even know if that is Thanksgiving. I have to look. But November 25th through December 15th is the next one for this year, to just kind of be open and see what's going on. That's basically the story. So if I were you, I would set some type of an intention on Sunday because it's only beneficial and helpful to you creating what it is that you want. And again, it's really about utilizing the energy of that new moon and the energy of the universe around us to assist us. And that's what the new moon does. The full moon, like I said, is more about me releasing, or I always tell people it's like releasing the things you want to let go of. The new moon is about creating something new. So it's really the ideal time for you to start setting those intentions and working on it. Yes. Somebody on Instagram, thank you, Love and Dive, I think it is 40, says you have a YouTube video on doing this. I do. If you want more information, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can find, I do have a whole video on new moon rituals. And do I also have the full moon? I can't remember. But I do. But I wanted to bring it to your attention on here because, like I said, it's coming up on Sunday and today's Thursday. So I was like, oh, this is really good. And then I can also talk to you guys a little bit about Mercury retrograde, because that is happening soon too. And just, again, just be aware of it and pay attention to some things and just expect like technology issues, communication issues, travel delays, like stuff is going to happen and it's okay. And just roll with it. It doesn't mean anything bad. It's just the energy of the universe. And if you can keep yourself grounded, it will help you get through it. If you can keep yourself, and also for being grounded, I always call on Archangel Sandalphon, who is the archangel. He kind of like, they say he's like very tall and he connects heaven and earth, but he's also very, can help with grounding. So I always call, when I'm looking to be grounded, I call an Archangel Sandalphon and obviously Mother Earth or Gaia to help ground me. So you can call that in as well, and even call them in while you are, outdoors, grounding yourself in nature or grounding yourself outside. But those are the higher helpers that I call in every day to really ground me as part of my morning routine. I call them in to ground me. So, and then obviously crystals, you can use crystals that are very grounding. You can use essential oils that are very grounding. There's a lot of things you can do to ground yourself, to support yourself and your energy during this time. So, oh my gosh, there's so many grounding crystals. Anything black, smoky quartz is very grounding. So there's a lot of grounding crystals that you can wear, and there's a lot of different, anything that's like a nature essential oil. So like any kind of pine, or you can get grounding blends. Frankincense is grounding. Sandalwood is grounding. I have this grounding blend on my desk that I just love smelling sometimes, and I keep it here to kind of reground me. And this is the doTERRA Balance is the name of it, but it's literally says grounding blend on it. So it's doTERRA Balance, but it says grounding blend. So you can do that and wear like, jewelry that allows you to put the essential oils. There's bracelets, there's necklaces, then you can carry that scent with you. You can get something that's kind of like a roll-on that you can actually wear like a perfume to take with you. You can keep it on your desk and smell it to reground yourself. There's so many things you can do. But I wanted to come on here and just talk about that for today, since it's coming up on Sunday and this happened to be on a Thursday. So let me know if you guys have any questions. And yes, you can go to my YouTube channel for more on the new moon ritual. And I think there's a full moon ritual in there also. Hi, Michelle. Love the idea to start decluttering some things for the next few weeks. Yes, definitely. And again, it's just that the energy sort of supports that. And I like the idea of sort of like starting fresh and getting rid of some of that stuff that's like hanging around that we need to dispose of, so that we can move into, just clear the energy in our space, right? I always feel like piles of clutter are just like gathering negative energy and are really affecting our energy. I always say, like, think about, when you go into your kitchen after you cooked a big meal or maybe had a big party and everything is everywhere, and everything is all the countertops and everything is just covered with clutter and you're like, oh my gosh, like the energy that you feel when you walk into the room versus the energy that you feel when everything is cleaned up, all the surfaces are clear, and you walk in and it's pristine. Oh my gosh, you feel differently, right? That's how clutter affects our energy. So anyway, thank you guys for being here with me today. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you do something this weekend for your new moon ritual. And I will be back, of course, again next Thursday at noon Eastern time for another weekly spirit boost. And until then, I always tell you, do something this weekend that brings you joy. Doing that ritual, that may bring you joy, even if you're just doing that, right? But do something this weekend that will bring you joy, that makes you happy just for you. It could be the new moon ritual. It can be decluttering, whatever brings you joy, gardening, yoga, baking, cooking, whatever. Do something that brings you joy because you deserve it, because it will boost your vibration. And make sure that you do, if you are trying to create something new in your life, take advantage of that new moon energy that is coming in on Sunday. So on Sunday is when I would have you do that ritual. And I will be back here, of course, next week at noon Eastern time for another weekly spirit boost. And I thank you for joining me, and I will see you then. Bye, everyone.